This mind creates the thoughts, and those thoughts become the precursors to our actions. Ram went to tour his kingdom, and he found people are sick. That moved him to pity. On coming back to his guru, he said, Maharshi, what is the cause of disease? Maharshi Vasisht gave an answer that would be like music to the Harvard Medical School. He said, Ram, disease begins with the mind. So when the mind harbors thoughts of anxiety, fear, tension, greed, envy, hatred, desire, anger, fury, rage, the mental sheath gets disturbed. We have been discussing the importance of the mind. This mind is not the brain. Neuroscience is still trying to figure out what is the distinction between the brain and the mind. What is the nature of thoughts? Are they just chemical reactions in the neurons? Or is there something more to it? And Vedic science has propounded on this in detail. It says your brain is the hardware. It's not the mind, it's a part of your body. And the mind is not the body. It is the software that utilizes the hardware. Just like you have the hardware of your computer and the software, the Windows or Macintosh system that accesses the hardware to work on it. So likewise, the mind is engaging the brain, but the mind is subtler than the brain. That mind is the factory of thoughts. It creates thoughts which are subtle bundles of energy. Now those thoughts are still being unraveled by science. They know that thoughts create different waves. So when they try and see how your brain is functioning, they say, okay, now this state of your mind is creating more alpha waves, more beta waves, more theta waves. When you are engaging in creative processes, the theta waves have increased. So, what are thoughts? They are subtle bundles of energy. Energy is in so many forms. We now know since the last 120 years the electromagnetic spectrum. And we understand light is a rapidly alternating electromagnetic spectrum energy. We also came to know that there is so many waves in the atmosphere. You cannot see them. But if anybody has made the mistake of keeping the mobile on and a phone call comes in, it will ring, ring. So the waves are present. Take a radio set and start turning the knob. You'll keep getting the AM, FM stations one after the other. All these waves are present. Likewise are the thoughts that our mind generates. Bundles of energy. And these bundles of energy, they affect us. They affect us physically. Our expression changes. That is why you look at someone and say, why are you feeling so down today? How did you come to know that I'm feeling down? Oh, your face is giving you away. So those thoughts, depressing thoughts, they change the expression. And then you look at someone else and say, wow, You seem to be really happy today. The happy thoughts also change the expression, and they can also change it permanently. So, you look at someone and say, don't trust this guy. Kuch dal mein kala hai. Something fishy out here. Why is that person appearing so untrustworthy? Because the thoughts created that impression. You look at somebody else and say, such a simple guy. So, every time, like a sculptor, our thoughts are chiseling our physical appearance. And these thoughts, they also impact our health. See, we all know that your thoughts can make your heart race, or the thoughts can reduce the heartbeat. They can increase the blood pressure or decrease it. The thoughts can change the chemical composition in your blood. Now, there is a scripture called the Yoga Vasisht. It describes a conversation that took place thousands of years ago between Lord Ram and his spiritual preceptor Maharishi Vasisht. Ram went to tour his kingdom and he found people are sick. That moved him to pity. On coming back to his guru, he said, Maharishi, what is the cause of disease? Maharishi Vasisht gave an answer that would be like music to the Harvard Medical School. Because they, realizing the mind-body connection, a couple of decades ago established the mind-body department of the Harvard Medical School. But this answer was given thousands of years ago by Maharishi Vasisht. He said, Ram, disease begins with the mind. Dis-ease, lack of ease. So when the mind harbors thoughts of anxiety, fear, tension, greed, envy, hatred, desire, anger, fury, rage, the mental sheath gets disturbed. It gives the 5th sheath model of your personality. The Manmay Kosh gets disturbed. And this disturbance is then passed on to the vital energy sheath, the Pranamay Kosh. That gets agitated. The vital energy gets unequally distributed amongst the organs, the cells, tissues. And that then manifests in the grass sheath, the Annamaya Kosh, your physical body, has disease. That is why this holistic science of health, along with the yoga, you need to improve the quality of your mind. One Japanese scientist, Masaru Emoto, he wrote a book called Hidden Messages in the Water, which just happened to come in my hand. Though he conducted some experiments in Tokyo. He found a way of crystallizing water. Now, water usually would freeze if you lower the temperature. But he would put it in a Petri dish and put it in a refrigerator at minus 20 degrees. So because of the thin layer of water and the surface tension, the water would actually crystallize. He first tried it with Tokyo tap water. It did not happen. Then he went to the countryside and got water and it crystallized. So he said, really? Is this water getting affected by different things? So the next time, when he put the water in a Petri dish, he wrote on a paper, love, in Japanese, and put it around the Petri dish. The crystals that were formed, he took an image and put it in the book. He said, look, such beautiful crystals. That word was emitting some vibrations which the water was capturing. He then tried it again. This time he wrote hate. And he said, look, ugly crystals. Let's try it in another language. But water did not seem to care for languages. It was just grasping the hidden sentiments in those words. So he said, look, every word is having an impact. And likewise, our thoughts, the emotions we harbor, the body is 60 to 80% water. Will it not grasp the impact of those emotions? So, the fact is that every cell in our body is listening to the thoughts. And if you wish to be truly healthy, you have to improve the quality of our thoughts. That is what we are going to be studying as we go through this series. See, these thoughts of ours are produced, like I said, in the factory of the mind. Now, the mind is malleable. That means it's not that whatever mind you have it. If you sit and listen to Bhagavad Saptah for 1 week at night in your dream, you will get Bhagavad episodes coming in your dream state as well. And if you go to watch the Dallas Mavericks, in your dream also you'll see the same thing. So wherever you invested the mind took on those colors. The mind is very much like soft mud, which can be given the form that we wish. So this mind creates the thoughts, and those thoughts become the precursors to our actions. We wish to improve the quality of our actions. We must start with the thoughts. Just like a plant grows from a seed and cannot grow but from a seed, likewise our actions are preceded by our thoughts and cannot happen without the concurrent thoughts. So if you wish to do better, you have to start off by thinking better. And when you start working on your thoughts, you realize that this mind is very much like a fertile plot of land. And you are called on in life to be its gardener. Like a gardener tends to the land, to seed it properly, and to pluck off the weeds. You must do the same with your mind. Somebody was telling me today, Swamiji, when the deep freeze came to Dallas in the winter, all the plants in our garden, they died. But the weeds came back very fast. See? It's a fact of life. The weeds always grow faster than the desired plants. So also with our mind. The unwanted thoughts of anxiety, envy, hatred will come more easily. The good thoughts, you will have to labor to bring them. And that is why you must be a good gardener. This is an inner resource. What do you need from the outside to improve your thoughts? Nothing at all. Maybe a bit of knowledge of the techniques, and that we are here. So when you become a responsible, or let's say a sincere gardener of your mind, to pluck out the bad thoughts and bring in good, noble, lofty thoughts, you will then discover, very interestingly, that the circumstances in your life will also start changing.
To spread Maharaj's mission to planetary scales, Swami Mukundananda has undertaken a monumental task of building Jagadguru Kripaluji University. Construction of this millennial complex is at full swing on 100-acre land in Odisha, India. It will play a crucial role in uplifting physical, mental and spiritual well-being of millions of people worldwide. Today, you have once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to become Swamiji's angel and support his dream project. Donate or raise funds for this noble cause.